would you like to make thousands of dollars with a simple 2-minute video that's made completely with AI? And you can do this in one afternoon without hiring any outsourcers or video editors or any kind of specialist. You can do it all yourself. You don't have to go in front of a camera. You don't even need to use your own voice. In this video, I will show you a simple step-by-step workflow that will spit out these money-making videos using simple online tools. And this is exactly what I did, by the way. I ran these little AI videos as ads, and I have made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from doing that myself. In fact, I even tested these silly little AI ads against my own face. Like I put my own voice, my own face, made my own videos, tested them head to head against these AI ads. And guess what? I lost. The AI ads actually performed 2 times better than the ads that had my face and my voice on them. Now, I'd be offended if I got replaced by AI, but heck, I'll take the money, wouldn't you? Now, I'm not the only one making a ton of money with these AI ads. In fact, there are some huge companies like Coca-Cola, Toys R Us, and Uber using AI ads like the ones we're going to show you to make here, and they're using them to make literally millions upon millions of dollars. So one thing you want to do is stick around to the end, because I'm going to show you a bunch of real life examples of companies that are using these AI ads out in the wild. These will be inspiration for you so that you can launch your first AI ads tomorrow. Now, one of these companies took their ad performance, their traditional ads, they used AI and they increased their performance by 300%. And stick around, because I'll even give away a downloadable swipe file that you can use for your own future reference. So you're going to want to watch for that just a little bit later. But first, I'm going to show you the 7-step workflow that we use in my company to make these wild AI ads. And the best part is that you can do this and you can pump out one of these ads in under an hour. Like the one I'm going to show you now. Producer Nick, he made this literally last night. And from the time he sat down with the idea in his mind to the completed, finished ad took under an hour.
Starting your first business doesn't have to be complicated. That's because we're at the start of the AI revolution. Before, it could take months to launch a profitable business and start cash flowing. Now you can do it in as little as 1 weekend. History is littered with people who've built empires by seizing the moment. They jumped in at ground zero before the door slammed shut. Imagine if you had bought Bitcoin in 2011. You'd be set for life. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, says,
And that's just a simple example of what can be done. So keep on watching and let's dive into the step-by-step procedure. And to do this, I'm going to be pulling up a slide deck. I've got some step-by-step instructions, and I've got our channel's very own producer, Nick, who's going to join me as well and help you exactly how to use these tools. So let's get to it. Now, like in all of our presentations, we have a step-by-step deck, which is a slide deck that you can download and you can view that walks through the whole process. It's got screenshots and a lot more to show you how this all works. It's got also additional resources, notes, and other things. You can get this totally free. All you need to do is become an Ingeniosity newsletter subscriber. That's our free newsletter. Just subscribe and you'll get this downloadable deck 100% free. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using a combination of tools, including one called RunwayML. RunwayML is a AI video editing platform. We're going to combine that with 2 other powerful tools, and all together, they produce awesome content like what you just saw. So we're going to get started here, and we're going to start out with step 1, and that is writing your script. And before you do anything else with this, you need to come away with a written script on what do you want to say in order to get attention and sell your stuff. And you can do this to make ads where you're giving things away for free to like promote an opt-in or a subscription or a free giveaway. You could make ads that are designed to promote something that you have for sale. But that scripting process is something that we're not going to do a deep dive today about all the ways to do proper video scripts. But you can just pop open something simple like ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude or Google's Gemini. They all have the chatbot modules, and you can ask them to act as a copywriter and a marketer and to create a video script. And you could give them a little bit of information about what you're trying to sell, what the call to action is, what you want people to do after they watch the video. And you could ask it to script you a little 2-minute video. Now, ideally, remember that these ads, you want to take people who don't know about you and your products and elicit some interest, spark curiosity. And so you'll want to tell the AI chatbot and just say you want to grab their attention, get some curiosity, evoke some interest, and then tell them about what you want to promote. Which, by the way, I could spend an entire video episode just on how to script these ads. So I'm curious if you want that. Would you like an episode where we walk you through the persuasion elements of how do you use AI to properly script out one of these ads from start to finish? Let me know in the comments down below if you need help with that or you'd be interested in that. And then we'll put that online for the next live training. I'll do that here on the channel, and I can help you guys with more scripting and persuasion and copywriting on how do you make a good script. So again, just comment down below and let me know, and we'll do that in a future training. But that's the simplicity. The quick thing is just tell the chatbot what you're trying to sell, what you want people to do, describe the video you're trying to make, and it will spit out a script for you. Then what you're going to do is we're going to move over to 11 Labs. 11 Labs is an awesome suite of tools that does voice work. And so we're going to feed your script to 11 Labs and turn it into an audio. It'll sound like a human, and you can have any voice. You can even make your own voice. You can program the AI to speak in your voice, male voice, female voice, any age, any quality that you might think. If you want like a gravelly, raspy voice, you could have it make that. There are a lot of options here, and you can see you can get started with 11 Labs for as little as $5 a month. Now, I don't have an affiliate relationship or sponsorship with them, so I'm just recommending them because, in my opinion, they're the place to go for voice. So you'll need to sign up for the paid plan, and you want at least the starter plan, because you can see here that if you want a license to use this commercially, you'll notice where it's pointing at up there at the $5 level, you get a license to use the audio for commercial use. So after you make an account, you're going to head over to the text to speech tab that you'll see here on the left of the screen. And you can select the voice that you want to use to read your script. They have lots of different options, and you can even make custom voices through that interface. There's a ton you could do there. You can even clone your voice or somebody on your team, your staff, your spouse, whoever, and have their voice automatically by AI read the script for you. That's another subject. I can make an entire video just on 11 Labs alone. If you want that, let me know too. Pop that into the comments down below if you want more 11 Labs training. Now, we're here with producer Nick. Is there anything we want to show here on 11 Labs?
I'll show a little demo. So you're going to go to 11labs.io to get started. We're assuming you've got your membership already. Remember, you do want to have a paid plan. You can technically use 11 Labs on a free plan, but you don't have commercial rights to the content you make on 11 Labs when you're using the free plan. So set up your account. Get started. It's just $5 a month to get started. And when you're ready, go to the app. And the actual spot where you're going to do your text to speech is you see all these tabs on the left-hand side. By the way, there are a ton of tools on 11 Labs. We can do a whole series on how to use 11 Labs to make content that makes you money. But we just want to use text to speech. So you're going to hit text to speech. We're already here. I'll just have it read this one sentence. I already got it loaded up from my work last night. Let's see. So on your right-hand side, these are the settings for what you want 11 Labs to say. You click voice here, and you can choose your voice. Like Bill mentioned earlier, you can clone voices. You can prompt your voice. Like if you go to voices here, you can make your own voice. You can say, I want a middle-aged, deep voice British man, or something like that. We're not going to do that today. I like this one. It's called the radio guy. So we'll just use what I was already using. Just takes a few seconds when you generate your speech.
And I would know, because I've been able to generate over $100 million in total revenue across my online businesses over the years.
So that's an example. I already have Bill's
He says a lot better than I do.
Yeah. Well, we have you. We have you right here. Let's actually see, because it's from your point of view. It says, and I would know.
So yeah, you have the AI clone of me. Let's listen to that one. And I would know, because I've been able to generate in dollars in total revenue across my online businesses over the years. Yeah, I think we need to retrain that.
On that. If you notice right here, it says instant voice clone. So there's two versions. There's like a pro heavy duty version that's like a true to life clone of your voice. And then there's one where you just give it like 60 seconds of material and it works with that. So it's like you had a cousin, a relative, and it sounds kind of like you, but it's a little off.
Yeah, we need to retrain it with the pro version and come back. So once they've done that, where do they download it?
Yeah, so right here is the download button. You just hit download. Bam, there you go.
Cool. Simple enough.
Word of advice. If you're doing like a 1 to 2 minute script, I would not do it all in one shot. You usually have problems here and there when you just give it like a 300 word or something script. I would break it into pieces and do it that way if I were doing your script.
Cool. We're going to move on from 11 labs and go to the next step. So step 3 is to make your music track. You'll notice in the AI videos that we're doing, we have a really cool music track that runs behind the voice. We do that with the AI tool called Udio. This tool is fun. So once you get started with it, try not to have it burn up your afternoon while you play around making songs. I've done that. I sit there, I start making songs about my dogs and my wife and it's goofy things like that. So don't let Udio get you swept up in a song making frenzy, but you can go to Udio and make some pretty awesome music. And the paid plans there are $10 a month. They also have free plans, but the same thing applies there. Producer Nick, is that correct that with Udio, if you don't have a paid plan, you don't have commercial rights?
Technically, you do have commercial rights, but they say they want you to credit them. And in my opinion, it's only $10 a month. You might as well just get the paid plan so you can use it commercially without having to credit them.
Yeah, I agree. Cool. Do you want to show Udio?
Yeah, let's do it. So you're going to go to udio.com, udio.com. And when you sign up, you're going to get to the homepage and it looks like this. And at the very top is where you're going to see the prompt box for when you make your song. There are a ton of advanced features that don't really matter at this point. Like all the other tools we've shown and talked about, we could do an entire video on best practices and how to come up with a perfect prompt. But for our sake, you can just make like a simple prompt. Like, Bill, can you give me an idea for a song you want to generate?
Yeah, well, I think it depends a little bit too. I give some advice here on the persuasion strategy. Think of who your market is, who your target market is, and think of the effect you want to create on them. So, if you're trying to sound cutting edge and interesting, that's why you hear sort of that kind of dramatic, semi-modern music that we'll play under our videos. But that's because I'm like intentionally thinking about who I want to hear that song and how I want them to feel when they hear it. So, that's the big thing I would think about it. You have a particularly masculine crowd and you have sort of like a more positive, sort of aggressive kind of a product. You might want to make music that sounds that way. Think about, again, your product and what does it help people solve? What does it help people do? And think about the feeling that you want them to feel while they're thinking about that topic. Electronic music can be a good way to go. I think about commercials that have sort of upbeat, you can even say that, upbeat song like a commercial for car insurance or something, and it would see what it comes up with.
Want to see what it does for that?
Sure, let's see what that does.
What was it? Upbeat music for a
car insurance jingle.
Or a car insurance jingle, okay.
Let's see what that does.
By the way, you can do it with lyrics. It'll generate lyrics for you. You can also feed it lyrics if you know what you want it to say.
Yeah, in this case, we definitely don't want lyrics, yeah.
It'll clash with your voiceover. So we're going to do instrumental and see what it does. And these are fast, by the way. Usually it only takes a few seconds.
Yeah, and again, there's lots of different types you could do. I would say electronic, kind of folksy, pop. Like there's almost any genre you could think of. Again, just think about who you're communicating to, who your commercial is targeting, and the emotional effect you want them to feel while they're listening to your video. And that should guide you.
If you go on the home page, they kind of have like an explore page where like if you make a song, you can check a box for it to be public, and it will show up on the Explore page and other people can see it. So these are all songs other people made. Oh, they're ready. But anyway, these are all songs other people made. Like, here's an example. And if you want inspiration, just go to the like Explore page on the home page and see what other people are doing.
And I think they show you the prompts they use too, right?
They do, yeah.
So if you need inspiration for prompts, you could look at what other music other people have made and get clues from how they worded their prompts.
All right, so our songs are ready. And if you notice, there's 2. And when you make a song, it'll give you 2 variations of the prompt. So we'll take a look at both.
Huh.
All right. Okay.
That's funny. Those are a little bit too exciting for insurance jingles, I think. But hey, I gave it a try.
Yeah. If you notice, when you do your first generation, you only get 32 seconds. And notice how at the beginning you want like a 1 to 2 minute video. So what you're going to do, if you click these 3 dots right here, you pick your favorite track. You can also edit and remix them, but that's a topic for another day. But you'll want to extend it, and that'll give you another 30 seconds. And you do that until it matches the length of your ad. So say your 11 Labs voiceover came out to 1 minute and 30 seconds. You keep extending it until you hit 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's that easy. You can do this in like a few minutes.
Cool. All right. So that's Udio. I'm going to move on from here to the meat of it, which is step 4, which is RunwayML. So RunwayML, it is awesome. That's another tool that if you start getting into using it, you can just a lot of time playing around in there. So RunwayML is a whole suite of different tools in one, like online, you log in and it's an online service that you can use to both create images, create videos, create all kinds of assets that you can then use and use AI to edit a video. You can import your audio. So you import your 11 Labs audio. We're going to import our song from Udio. We're going to make more stuff, and we're going to assemble it into a 2-minute video commercial. We'll just show a couple examples.
So to get started, you'll go to RunwayML.com. Like all the other tools here, you should get a paid plan. It's really worth it, in my opinion. And I believe it starts at $12 a month, though it's not even that expensive. And once you're set up and ready to go, hit get started. That'll take you to the app. This is what the dashboard looks like. And if you notice, it's a suite of tools. They have dozens of different tools. You don't have to worry about that right now. Like all the other tools we mentioned, we can do in-depth deep dives in the future. But for now, you're going to want to go, if you notice generative session area, you're going to start a new session. And here's where you use the tool called Gen 3. This is the tool where you can do image to video or text to video or combine the two. Meaning you can say, make a video of a flying seagull or whatever you want, honestly, and it'll do it. Or you give it a still picture, give it some guidance in the text box, and it'll take it from there. Up here, there's a few different models. For the purposes of this video, it doesn't really matter which one you choose as long as it's Gen 3. That's the most up-to-date version of RunwayML. Gen 2 is an older version. And Bill, do you have an idea of an example of something we might want to generate?
Yeah, well, I like that thing you talked about, a seagull. So let's say a seagull flying above the waves.
All right.
Right. And a lot of times when I'm coming up with ideas for what I want in my video, I think of symbolism that might symbolize the thing that's being talked about. Right. And it can be as simple as like literally just saying what the script is talking about. Right. So if it says it's talking about unlocking profits, like in my example, you might want to make a scene where there's a suitcase with a key that opens with money inside. Right. That's a really obvious example. But then sometimes you might want to use symbolism where you can talk about the freedom to do what you want when you want. And you could show a seagull flying over the seas, over the waves. Not quite as one-to-one literal, but it conveys the feeling and the emotion of this. And you can see in the examples of the commercials we've done, the scenes, they vary in length. Producer Nick, did you notice in general how long you make a scene for each scene as the the video is being made?
To 10 seconds. If you notice here, there's a little drop down next to your input box. It's a timer with the amount of time you want it to be. So you can choose between 5 or 10 seconds. And just like Udio, you can extend a scene. So if you want to do more than 10 seconds, when this is done, you'll get the ability to extend the scene. So it goes beyond just 10 seconds. I did very short scenes anywhere between 5 and 10 seconds.
All right, cool. Is there any feature in RunwayML where you can describe the video as a whole and it will put the scenes together? In Runway, I think we have to make each one at a time, right?
Yeah, you got to stitch them together. It's kind of like when I mentioned with 11 labs, you don't want to do a one shot, give it the whole thing and just have it do it. It'll get confused. The best way to use Runway is to do one scene at a time.
Yeah. Well, I know, for example, there are tools, whether it's Pictory or NVIDIA or others that will make a whole video from a script. But generally, those are using stock footage, stock images, like libraries of existing real footage and real pictures. Whereas here, we're literally making an AI video, of something that never existed before. So my point of that is, if you use some of those other tools, you can feed it the whole script and they'll spit out a bunch of stock footage. But what Nick is doing here is superior to that. So if I'm going to be spending money to promote a commercial, I actually would prefer to use this tool and spend the time to kind of make these yourself, is what I'm saying. So it'll take a little bit longer because you have to make each scene that appears in your 2-minute commercial. How long did it take you to make that last commercial?
Less than an hour. That is one sitting. You've mentioned this before on this subject, but you kind of want to lean into, I guess, the weirdness of it all. You don't want to okay, we're about to get this video of a seagull flying above the waves. I guess in the tone or how you make this video, you want to lean into how trippy or weird or unique it is versus trying to somehow imply that it's real. I've seen ads that use AI where it's trying to pass it off in a more realistic way. But if you kind of lean into how weird it is, I think you can get really kind of artistic cinematic ads that are real scroll stoppers.
Let's see. What did we come up with?
See how trippy that is? That's the seagull just spawned out of nowhere.
Oh, he came out of the wave.
Yeah. Look at that. It's I think it's cool and it's interesting, but it's of course that's not real,
Yeah. Well, you can also adjust your prompting. So if you get weird results like that, like in this case, you don't want them diving into the waves, you can say a lone seagull flying high above the ocean or something.
There's entire prompting conventions, there's formulas, there's best practices for if you want a really good prompt. That's not what we're doing today. I'm not deep diving into that today, but I'd love to cover that in the future because there's an art to it, to making the perfect RunwayML video.
Yeah, let's try one more prompt and then we'll come back and see how it came out. So let's try one more. And this time, let's make a smiling female android typing at the computer. Let's give her a pink hat. So that's the other thing too, is you can queue up multiple, let them run and come back. That's another step. So that a suggestion, I think, in the workflow, right? Queue up, come up with your ideas, and you don't have to sit there staring at the screen.
One thing you could try, I didn't do this, and I don't know how it would come out if you do this, but what you could try is feed your script to ChatGPT and then say you're using another AI text-to-video tool to make a social media ad for this script. Come up with prompts for what I should make for each part of the script. These clips.
I'll do a little bonus segment in a moment. I love that idea. So let's try it live while we're here filming this. I'll pull up ChatGPT and let's see what it comes up with. Stick around to the end of the video. We'll take a look at what our Android with a hat looks like. We'll do our quick little bonus prompting session on how to use ChatGPT to prompt for what your scenes should be, but also to help you with your script. And then we have a bunch of examples, successful AI ads that multi-million-dollar companies are using. We'll cover all that in just a couple of minutes. Let's now move on. So you've gone through, you'll have made your scenes. And again, we'll do a little bonus segment at the end here about how to use ChatGPT to brainstorm out what your scenes should be. You bring it all together, and then we do want to add subtitles. So I think this is important for this kind of advertising that we're going to be doing, is to add subtitles. You want to show them how to do that, producer Nick?
Yeah, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go back to your dashboard, and then down here, inside of Runway, one of the tools they have is a video editor, just like Premiere or CapCut or any of the other video editors you've worked with in the past. Runway has one. So you're going to open your video editor, and I have one queued up to show you guys what you're going to do. You're going to go in, and you're going to click. This is one of the 11 Labs generations I have. So you're going to click your audio block, and then you're going to come over here, and you're going to see subtitles. You're going to click that, and then you're going to click start. What it's doing, it's transcribing that audio file, and it's converting it into a caption on the screen. And it takes a second, and there you go. They show up on the timeline as text boxes. You can edit the text. You can change the color, change the font, but it's that simple. And usually there's not that much to fix with these. It's very accurate, in my opinion. I didn't have any problems working with it last night. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah, it's worth doing a quick scan over it just to make sure it didn't, mistranslate a word, use the wrong word or something like that. The style and the font depends a little bit on your scenes. I often like to do a little bit bolder, thicker yellow subtitles, but it depends on the style that you're going for and the colors in your video. So step 7, run your ad and profit. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that real quick. So there is a strategy that I like to use, and something I can cover a lot more in detail. So I'm going to go through a really clever strategy of how you can use these quick 2-minute ads. And if you'd like more training on it, definitely, again, comment down below if you want more training on whether it's the ads and a strategy of how do you run these ads, whether it's any of the other stuff we've talked about earlier, a deep dive in Runway, a deep dive in 11 Labs, a deep dive in script writing, whatever it might be. Comment and let us know which of those things you're most interested in, and we'll cover them on a future session. But the basic idea of how to use these is it like a traditional ad. And you would use them on Facebook, so Facebook social media ads. You can use these on YouTube. You can use them on X, Twitter, Instagram. You could do TikTok advertisements. If you're using TikTok or Instagram, one thing to think about is you might be wanting to do a different style than a horizontal video like we have, like our ads are. You might want to do the tall 16:9 aspect ratio where they're 16 and 9 wide, like in the style of a TikTok video. But you can also do those in Runway. You can do the 9:16 size ads. Point is, you can pick any of those or all of those places to run these ads. And then who do you run them to? This is kind of where there's some magic that I can do a deep dive on and talk more about this. But what I like to do is a 1-2 strategy. My first strategy is to get somebody to come to my website and consume my content. So they're going to come to my website, read an article in my blog, or interact with my website in some way. We have a way through all of these different platforms to now follow that person around. So if they come to my site and read a blog post, I now can follow them around and show them more ads. And these ads that we're talking about here, these short little 2-minute commercials, are perfect for this. This is also something called retargeting or remarketing. We set it up so that we, number one, try to get people to come to our site to consume our content, our free blog posts and information. Then we retarget them with these quick 2-minute ads. And this way, you don't have to spend a lot of money on these ads. They can be very inexpensive, because the audience that you're going to show them to is pretty small. They're just the visitors of your website. So they're people that are at least a little bit aware of who you are and who your brand is. And then you follow up. That's that 1-2 punch. Content first, give them value. 2, hit them with some paid AI ads like we've shown you here. And again, I can do a deep dive on that if you're interested in a more in-depth explanation of how to use the 1-2 ad punch. You can pop that in the comments and let me know. But that's my preferred way of doing it. But at the end of the day, you can do anything you want with these 2-minute ads. You can run them alone and just post it on your page in Facebook and just run an ad to the whole world or whoever you might want to target. They can be really, really effective. We use them to great effect on YouTube, in fact, is one of the places that we have had some good success on getting very inexpensive leads and people to book calls to talk to our sales reps using these AI ads. And so there's a lot of ways you can use it. If you're not an experienced advertiser, my go-to would be the 1-2 punch method that I just talked about. Again, if you want more info on that, you can pop it in down below. Oh, before the examples, producer Nick, let's take a look at the robot.
Android. All right, so here's the first one without the hat. Here's how that came out. Oh, whoa, we didn't ask for that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hologram. Interesting. Okay. And then here's the one with your pink hat.
Is that like a glass city on her head on the hat? That's kind of interesting.
It really weird and trippy. I think this applies to anything generative AI, whether it's like ChatGPT or Runway or Midjourney. Don't just take the first thing you're given. You want to tweak things and adjust things and try out like 3 or 4 or 5 variations and pick your favorite, because each time you get something different and you might get something better than the last if you try it again. Like, look at these two. They're technically different because this one has a pink hat, but look how different they are. 2 completely different videos with different vibes. To really get the most out of these tools, you gotta, give it 3, 4, 5 shots for each generation you're working with.
The other thing too, if you make a 10-second frame and part of the frame is weird, you just shorten it. If you the first 3 seconds looks cool and the last part of the video looks weird, just clip it and just use the part you like. Did you want to show something else before we move on?
Yeah, one more thing. Just like we showed with Udio earlier, the For You page where you can see what everyone else is doing, you can see their prompts for inspiration. Runway likes to show off what other people are doing as well. So if you go down here, you can see some of the things other people have worked with.
Well, let me see the one with the guy on the island with the tree.
So when you click it, it's going to take the prompt they use and it's going to load it into Gen 3.
To try to get you to do the same prompt. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But you can use these as inspiration and remix them and take things out and switch them out for something else. One of the things Runway is trying to get their users to really start doing is to include it in the prompt, include camera settings or angles or say slow zoom or
pan to the left. Yeah.
Here, look, cinematic shot, photorealistic close-up, cinematic shot. If you actually you click presets, it actually includes different shots you can write in. Like this prompt is for fast motion. This prompt over the shoulder. I'm not a cinematographer or a film guy, so this is a lot of this is foreign language to me. A lot of this could really help refine and enhance the way you work with Runway. Anyway, do you want to get into the examples?
Up here, I have the Coca-Cola example. That's the Coca-Cola brand making an AI ad.
Holidays are coming. Something magic in the night. Can you see it shining bright? Always Coca-Cola.
All right. Hopefully that doesn't get us a copyright issue with the channel here. Let's go back here. That's Coca-Cola. So here's one from The Hustle newsletter, an AI ad that they made.
This one's technically not video. It's just these static images. They did this series with, they did these weird sci-fi and fantasy pictures. They claim that they're able to acquire subscribers for 300% cheaper than their other ads with these weird, trippy AI generated ads. I think they made them in a tool called Midjourney. The link in the deck, it will take you to a podcast where they talk about what they did.
Yeah, and a reminder that if you want to download this deck, you just need to be an Ingeniosity subscriber. We'll put a link to that down in the description and the comments down below. So become an Ingeniosity subscriber. We'll send you the link to this deck. It'll include all the resources, the images that are in here, links to this case study, and everything that you've seen me use here today. It'll be yours to download. All right, so here's Uber Eats. So that's another podcast episode that discusses their strategy for using AI in ads and AI-generated food. That could go really wrong. Toys R Us is another one. They used OpenAI to do that one. Let's take a look at that real quick. So I'm going to leave the audio muted. But these are examples of just how good these AI ads can get. And we got a bunch more. Hey, there's one of mine. So there's an AI image ad that we generated that did really, really well. And there's a bunch more. Again, you can download the deck if you want to go through all of them and see all these examples, look at them, watch them for inspiration. They'll all be available for free to any of our Ingeniosity subscribers. What we're going to do, here's a little bonus section that we'll throw in. And this is if you're hitting up against some creative struggles and you don't quite know what to do to plan the scenes of your 2-minute video. We're going to use ChatGPT. We're doing this on the fly here live, and we're going to go in and see if we can use ChatGPT to help us not only script our video, but give us the ideas for what the frames should be in that video, the scenes. This very video, we're going to get it to script for us. All right, so then let's get it to write us a script. Let's start with a prompt that says, act as an expert marketer and copywriter and create a 2-minute video commercial voiceover script. The product being promoted is called Push Button AI, put quotes around that. It is designed to build an entire business in one click. My target market is entrepreneurs. Or are, grammatically the proper way to say that, whatever. Please write in an upbeat and cheerful tone. Okay, cool. And then let's submit that. So you'll notice I did several things there. I described the tone, the emotional tone that I wanted it to use. I showed who my target market is. I gave it the name of the product. And you can be very specific here. So I did this quickly because of this, just a quick demo, but you can describe your product, what it does, its benefits in much more detail. And one of the things that I should have put in here is a call to action, which I didn't do. But it is spitting out a script. Is it done?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So then now that it has that script in the same exact window, and I'm going to hide us so that we can see the prompt here. We're going to type, now I'd like to use text to video tools to make animated scenes for this video commercial. I'm going to use RunwayML. Okay. Please describe all of the scenes I should use and an example prompt for each, and then submit it. There you go. Now it's mapping out all the scenes for us. Now, obviously, you could use these or not. If you see a scene that you don't like and you want to come up with something different, you can modify that. But it's now going to go through and map out all the scenes. If it doesn't give you enough, you can ask it for more, and you can just keep talking to it like it's your expert scriptwriter, basically. And then how do the prompts look?
I think they look good. Okay,
cool. Awesome. I see in the live audience, I'm asking if the prompts that we used in ChatGPT, if we can share those in the deck. Let's add those in. So it's when we make it available to download for everyone, we'll add those prompts in for them to get inside the deck. So at this point, you have your 2-minute video. You've got your basic strategy of where you're going to place these ads and how you're going to turn them into profit. You could use them to promote literally anything. And again, let us know in the comments below if you want us to deep dive on any of the topics that we covered today, any additional training, questions, or help that we can give you to implement and go use these videos. I definitely want to help you with that. So drop those comments down below. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you'll see that red subscribe button down there. Tap it, become part of our community. And by the way, if you're here on YouTube, when you subscribe to the channel, you'll know that YouTube is famous for actually not telling you when we go live. So your favorite channels that you subscribe to, YouTube doesn't tell you when they release new videos and when they release new content. It's like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So to make sure you get our content when it is released, click that bell icon and tap to receive all notifications from our channel. And that will make sure that when we're live, when we're releasing content and everything that we do here on the channel, you'll always be notified. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, you got some value out of it, give us that thumbs up, and it really does help the video in the algorithm. And with that, we're going to be wrapping things up. I think we're going to do a lot more discussion about this strategy. Again, we'll do it based totally on your feedback and what you ask for below, but I'd like to talk a lot more about how to use this because boy, is this profitable. And on that note, we'll head out of here. Producer Nick, thanks for your help in today's video.
Yeah,
see everybody later. Bye for now. I'd like to send you over 20 different playbooks, downloadable reports, presentations, and more free, all designed to help you start, build, and profit as an online entrepreneur. And they are all based on my $100 million in results across all of my online businesses. Because over the last 25 years, I have figured out what works, what didn't. But it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of painful lessons along the way. And I would like it so that you don't have to fumble around like I did over the years. Instead, I want to give it to you straight, the exact patterns, the exact steps that you need to follow to launch and explode your online empire this year and beyond. So whether you're just starting out or already have a business you want to grow, there is something for you, and it's totally free. So these playbooks, we release them each week, and a couple examples of them are already waiting for you in the vaults right now. These examples would be how I'm using Mr. Beast's leaked manual to blow up my own YouTube channel and make 6 figures from YouTube alone. Also, the next playbook is a simple content hack that made one guy over $1 million his first year. Also, another playbook is how one woman, she made $200,000 by borrowing traffic from other websites. Also, you'll see how to use an AI tool called RunwayML to generate AI ads that are 300% more profitable than traditional ads are. You'll also learn how to use Notebook LM, which is a different AI tool that Google puts out, and you'll see how to make tons of website traffic show up on your doorstep and explode your business. And then another example is our 5 profitable newsletter business ideas. So if you ever wanted to start an online newsletter or an email newsletter, you can start one in a single afternoon with this playbook. Those are just a few examples. There's tons of playbooks and other stuff, and we release more every single Friday. You will get another playbook that will cut right through the noise, will bring you a cutting edge, new marketing or business building strategy that will help you either get more traffic, get more money, or make your business bigger. And these are filled with growth hacks, the workflows, the ideas, the strategies and tactics that will help take you from a concept in your mind to cash flow coming into your pocket, and it'll do it fast. Now, over my $100 million that I've made across all of my different businesses, I know what works. And some of them were very painful and frustrating lessons to learn. And now, through Ingeniosity, it's totally free, and I want to share my knowledge with you so that you do not have to go through that. And I look forward to seeing you inside the Ingeniosity members area. Remember, it's free, and each resource is carefully researched, carefully curated, and we check it against all of my hard-won $100 million worth of experience and make sure it's something that is working now, today. By the way, all of it's indexed, cataloged, and roadmapped. You can log in and find these. You'll never be left in the dust again. Some of the other things that you'll get as an Ingeniosity free subscriber is you actually get to learn behind the scenes of what's going on in my own businesses so you can see what's working in them right now. So these are not just theories, things that I am doing in my businesses. You'll see real life business experiments and case studies that we're releasing. You'll get the practical blueprints, the growth hacks, everything you can deploy. It's like plug and play. You just take the training, implement it, and you can get results. So as a free Ingeniosity subscriber, you'll get all the practical cutting edge AI tactics that you can use right now in your business so you can participate in this AI revolution. It's all free. It's all right now waiting for you. Go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. So you go to that link that you see on the screen or down below in the comments, click it, and it's totally free. I'll see you over there.